Morning, Lindsay McGee from 3P.
Morning, I'm Trevor from 3P.
Today we're talking about talent acquisition, and we're going to delve into more detail on that subject. What is it we want to give people who are maybe looking at this video or following our content is it's trying to bring you the power to make confident people choices. It's a big challenge in organisations. Have we got the right person? Have we brought in and recruited the right person? And I think sometimes we've all had the experience of it seems to be the right person, but then 6 months down the line, it's not. It's painful, it's the wrong person, and we're then getting into the dismissal and the firing section of talent management. And it's trying to avoid those pain points, trying to make sure that you're making confident people choices at any point in time, using the Aspire approach and bringing talent analytics and EQ into your thought process as well. Anything to add to that, Trevor?
Yeah, obviously here there's a lot of reports, particularly scale-up organisations, when one of the main thing that comes out is access to talent. So it's obviously a big challenge a lot of people are going through, whether you're a small independent company or a huge corporate. It's getting the right talent, getting them in the right positions and the right fit, not just for the role, but also that organisation, but the culture. So making sure that they're a good fit in that particular job, in that particular organisation.
And then you hear this as well, nice little simple terminology to bring that one home is right people on the right seats, on the right bus, and to make sure you've always got that, and if you've got the wrong people, you get them off the bus. So it's making those confident people choices. That's what we're all about, and trying to help and educate people around that particular subject. So what brings us to this point where we're talking about talent management? They say that you start a business trying to solve a particular problem, or you may have experienced the problem yourself, and it's a pain point that you're trying to deal with. And a nice little phrase I picked up a while back, your mess becomes your message. Your mess becomes your message. And from my experience, and your experience as well, going back when we didn't have a lot of access to analytics and the likes and lots of email, you'd have lots of paper CVs, piles of paper CVs, and you're trying to make decisions on that. Now, even with the sophistication that we've got now with emails and people formatting their CVs in a particular way, you're trying to get a hold of the personality, of the behavioural characteristics of the individual, not just have they got the IQ, can they do the job, the knowledge and the skills, but have they got the behavioural elements, the emotional intelligence to. So this is where we've come into this Aspire Talent Management, is to think about how we can get you that whole picture to make confident people choices. Anything from your experience? Yeah,
just to add, as you're talking there about the acquisition piece, you mentioned the IQ and people's qualifications and certificates, and it's what we call the eligibility factors. But the cultural bits, the behavioural bits, it's what we call suitability. So I find it crazy, really, this day and age, that why people wouldn't use sophisticated analytics tools to actually measure behaviours. CV, an interview, you do need them, but it's about digging a bit deeper. And that's when some of these sophisticated tools can really help you do that.
And again, it's a great point. And again, from your own personal experience, we've all been asked to step up to a particular job, being promoted or whatever it may be, and you didn't have the right suitability for that job at that point in time. You didn't have the right emotional intelligence for that job. You were promoted because of your knowledge and your skills, and then trying to take on a bigger management role or a bigger leadership role really becomes a pain point, and fast tracking that emotional intelligence as well. So I think the audience out there, there'll be those of you who've experienced that. You've been put into a role now which you may be struggling with from an emotional intelligence point of view, the behavioural elements, or those of you who are bringing people into your organisation, trying to grow the organisation, scaling it up, and not being able to keep people in the organisation because you haven't made the right choice at the acquisition phase.
Well, a good example, we work in a lot of organisations. You'll know yourself, Lindsay, from some of the analytics that we've done. We'll work with a lot with managers, leaders, and often is the case when we look at their profiles, they haven't got a natural desire to want to manage and lead people, but they've just been promoted for different reasons, and they're in this position of management, leadership and responsibility, and you think, there's not a natural desire to want to do that.
Yeah, and that will create a pain point for the individual and for the organisation. So you're then in a position of, this person doesn't fit that role, what do I do now? So it's draining the resources that you have that you could be using productively elsewhere. So I think as a means just to think about where's the benefits if you're going to run a good talent management initiative, and the return of investment of employing somebody should be positive always. That you bring somebody in, it's going to fit into a particular role, and if they do that really well, it's going to add value to my business. But what we're finding is that organisations maybe is not making a confident enough choice, bringing the right person in. So it becomes a negative ROI in a sense of, the statistics out there will say that up to 200% of that person's salary. So if you're employing somebody for 50k and it doesn't work out, you're going to lose around about 200%. So that's 100k, and that's 100k lost to the business. Now that could be paying the recruiter, that could be just the onboarding process, it's all indirect time, the time to train somebody, the interaction they have with maybe with workforce or with clients, and it's a negative impact. Yeah, it's damaging your reputation, and then it's going to cost you money to make this person leave the organisation or enable them to leave the organisation. So it can be up to 200%. So we say hire slowly and fire quickly. Hire slowly, easier said than done. So hire slowly and fire quickly. Make more effort at the front end, get in the right person, wait for the right person, and be able to measure that as well. Again, in past experience, what we found is sometimes people struggle to wait until they've got the right person. There's an urgent need in the business. Why do you think that is? An urgent need?
There's an urgent need, and they need some bums on seats. So there's a temptation just to get a person rather than the right person. So I think it is about what you said there, is just making sure it's a slow hire, making sure you're deliberate in who you bring in to the role and to your organisation.
Now, for all of the startup and scale-up community out there, the book 0 to 1 says that you're going from your idea to a business, so 0 to 1. That team that gets you there is not necessarily the team that takes the 2x, 3x, 10x. And so your talent profile is going to change depending on the size of the business and depend upon the challenges that you have at any point in time. So talent management, it's a very important subject. It's got to be integrated into your business because it's live. It's not do it and it's finished. It's a live event and needs to be well thought through.
In the term acquisition, it's different to recruitment. Recruitment, I think you fill in a specific role, whereas acquisition is it's a more holistic approach to just bringing in the right types of people with the right attitude, behaviours, intrinsic factors that are going to be a good match to that organisation. So it's bringing the talent and then find the right thing for them, not necessarily just pigeonholed into this very specific role. So it's find good people.
We've got the definition for acquisition. So we said, be simple. Talent acquisition is the ongoing process of attracting. So it's an ongoing process of attracting, recruiting, inducting, and making use of the right talent in alignment with your business objectives and goals. So that's an important subject. It's not just about recruitment. That's just one element of it. How do you attract the right people to your brand and to your organisation? That's a part of it. And once they're in there, how do you then induct them and build them into the organisation?
Absolutely.
So again, just to recap on what we've done so far, talent management to us, just to make it easier to remember for us when we're talking to clients, and also for anybody out there who wants to take this on board. It's ASPIRE, so it's acquisition, so succession planning, improvement, retention, engagement. We've talked a little bit about acquisition.